Hello everyone, welcome to Made Easy Tech channel. Here we'll be guiding us on how to use the SQL join. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button. Follow us for more tech solution. Follow us, let's speak SQL language together. What is SQL join? SQL join is used to combine two or more tables based on related columns. It allows you to have an overview of multiple tables using a single table. What are the types of SQL join? We have the inner join, the outer join, the left join, and the right join. The SQL inner join allows you to combine two or more tables together and returns only the matching values. The outer join allows you to combine two or more tables together and returns the entire values. Talking about the SQL left join, it returns the entire rows on the left table and only the matching rows on the right table. SQL right join, it returns the entire rows on the right table and only the matching rows on the left table. Here you understand it better. Here we have the table 1 and the table 2. In table 1 we have the column as A and B, and for the row 0 and 1. And in table 2 we have the column as A and C, and for the row 0 and 2. Now what is common between table 1 column and table 2 column is A. So A will be used to combine both tables together. Now talking about the inner join, what will be retrieved on the inner join is only the matching value. So now what is the matching value? What is the matching row between table 1 and table 2? That's 0. So 0 will be retrieved on the inner join. Talking about the outer join will retrieve the entire table, the entire value, both in table 1 and in table 2. Now on the left join will retrieve the entire values on the left table and only the matching value, which is 0, on the right table. Now what is SQL right join? SQL right join is the direct opposite of SQL left join. It retrieves the entire value on the right table and only the matching values on the left table. Alright guys, let's see how we can join two tables together. Okay, now under my portfolio I have a table here called employees details. I also have another table called what? Product details. Now if I want to join both tables together, the first thing I have to do is to retrieve the data on the table and look at the common columns between them. I repeat, I will have to retrieve the employee details table, also retrieve the product details table, and look at the common column between them. Alright, so let's do that. We say select star from employees details, then let's execute our query. Okay, so on our employees details, we have the employee ID, we have the first name, last name, department, product ID, and salary. So now let's retrieve our product table and check the both table and see the common column between them. Alright, so let's come down and say select asterisk from product let's execute. Now you can see on our product details table we have the product ID, we have the product name, we have the price, and stock quantity. Now looking at both tables, what is the common column between them? The common column between them is product ID. Let me retrieve the employees details table again, and you see we also have product ID here. You can see we also have product ID here. So we're going to use this product ID to join both tables together. Okay. Now, for example, we are working in an organization and they ask us to retrieve the product table and the employees table. Okay, what we are going to do now is to what? Bring out the columns we need under employees details. All right, then we are going to use the product ID to join both tables together. Okay, so first let's look at inner join. Let's look at what? Inner join. So on inner join, our query will be what? Select employees details dot employees ID, comma. Now before I go further, let me explain this. The employees details is your table name, employees details, while the employees ID is your column name. All right, so employees details dot employees ID, comma. The next will be employees details dot what? First name. So I will keep doing this until I finish what? Selecting the columns I need under employees details. So let's go. We say employees what? Employees details dot what? First name. The next will be what? Employees details dot last name dot what? Last name, comma. Then the next I need is what? Employee details dot what? Department dot department, comma. Then employee details dot what? Salary. Now after listing the columns header I need on my employees details, I'll say comma. I'll now move towards my product what? Details. Now don't forget the columns I listed are the columns that will be retrieved. So I say product details dot what? Product ID. All right. So now that I've done bringing out the columns I need from both sides, I will now say what? From employees what? Details. Don't forget employee details is the what? First table. I will now say inner join what? Product details, the second table. On employees details dot products is equals to product details dot what? Product ID. Now this is the part that you should what? Really understand. After listing out the columns header that we need, so this is the ID we are going to use to what? Join both tables together. Inner join is a keyword. Okay, so let's execute our query and see how it goes. Execute. Like we already explained the inner join, here you discover that only the common values is being what? Retrieved. You can see under product ID, you see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. These are the common values between both tables. Now you can see that using the common column, which is product ID, to combine both tables together, we can easily retrieve the common rows. Both tables has what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 under product ID. So let's look at it once again. Our employees table, under product ID it has what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's one here, but it didn't retrieve the number 7 because it's not a matching what? Rows. It's not what? A matching value on our product details. So let's retrieve our product details table. You can see here we also have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 under the product what? ID. If I should scroll down, you see I also have 6 here. But when it comes to employee details, there's nothing like what 6 on the product ID. So it only was retrieve the matching rows. Okay, let's retrieve. All right. So this was for inner join. It only retrieve what the matching rows. So let's look at what. So let's look at the right join. So our query will be what? Select E dot employees ID. Now E stand for what? Employees details. Instead of me writing employee details, because of the length, I just have to shorten it and say E dot employee details. It's the same thing for me to write what? Employees details. So I'll say comma E dot what? First name dot first name, comma E dot last name, comma E dot what? Department, comma E dot what? E dot salary. So the next is our what? Product, which is what? P dot product ID. So the next thing is to what? Specify which table from employees what? Details. E. So here I have to bring the what? The complete table name from employee details E, which means I've been what? Using E as what? Abbreviation. So the next thing is to specify which what? Join. I'll now say write what? Join. Write join on our product what? Details. P. E dot what? E dot product ID is equals to P dot what? Product ID. Alright, so this is the keyword, write join. So employee dot product ID is equals to product what? Product ID. So the product ID is the common column that we are using to what? Join both tables together. So let's execute. So you can see the entire rows on the right join, which is the right table, is being retrieved. Alright, let me scroll down. You can see that it returns the entire what? Rows on the right table and only the matching rows here on the left table. The entire rows in the sense that looking at the product ID, you will see that you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. These are the entire rows on the what? Right table. And these are the matching rows on the left table. Here we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. These are the common rows we have both on employees details and what? Product details. But here on product details, we have the complete rows. So for me to explain this better and further, let me add other columns. Let's add p.price, comma, p.what? Stock quantity. Okay, let's retrieve these ones. Control enter. Now you can see here on my what? On my right table, you can see I have my complete data, which is from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Go this way, I have my complete data. So my left table, I only have the matching values, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Number 6 here is not what? A matching row. So it's showing what? Null value. Now let's look at the left join, which is the opposite of the right join. Okay. Now all we have to do here is just to copy and paste this. Let's copy and paste. Ctrl C and Ctrl V. Then the next thing is to change the right join to what? Left join. That's all. So let's execute. Now you can see what? The left join is the complete and direct opposite of what? The right join. Here you can see that the complete what? Data is being retrieved on the right join. Look at it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and what 6. While coming to your left hand side, your left table, you see that the matching values, only the matching rows is being what retrieved, which is what 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So the other value is what null value because it's not a matching row. Now let's look at the outer join. The outer join is bringing the left and right join together. When it comes to my SQL workbench, all we have to do is to bring the left and right join together. It will give us the outer join. So let's just copy and paste. So we copy the right join, Ctrl C, we paste, Ctrl V, remove this, the semicolon, then you come down and say what union. So union is the keyword to join both the right join and the left join together. So the next thing we have to do was copied the left join, Ctrl C, you come down here and paste, Ctrl V. So let's execute our query. Or as you can see, the outer join gives us the entire table. It gives us the entire value both on the left table and the right table. Okay, so it retrieved the entire data on both sides. Now the null value you are seeing here is the rows that do not match on both tables, which is to say the value we have on employees details that we don't have on product details, it will be null on product details table, while the ones on product details table that are not on employees details table will be null on employees details table. All right, so we don't have product ID 6 on employees details table. That's why we have null value here. And also we don't have the value that matches employees details here. That's why we have null value here. So these are the common methods you can use to join your tables. So we have come to the end of today's joining class. Have a good day.